well as the lives of the firefighters that are trying to help you.
Just to give you it's sort of humorous now, but I was up on the fire in Butte County that happened over in the Chico Paradise area, burned 90 homes, and we were trying to evacuate. The town of Paradise has an evacuation plan. They have it set up in zones. We implemented it. There was a family that was told to evacuate, and they said, we're not going to go. They were really telling them, you have to leave, the fire's coming. And the kids pretty soon said, forget you. They jumped in the fire engines. So the mom and dad were saying, we're going to stay here, and we're going to defend this and open it, and the kids are going, And then the parents decide, well, what are we doing? We need to go. And so, you know, I think at some point in time, the problem is you all will come to the conclusion, I need to evacuate. Please make sure you have a secondary plan on how you're going to do that if you decide not to do what we've asked you to do. That's all I'm going to tell you, is that you need to have, and certainly get your kids out. I mean, it is, all those things are difficult. We want you to evacuate. We can't stress it enough. If we say leave, we want you to leave. But plan for a secondary route out, how you're going to get out when you see the wall of flame coming and you realize, I'm telling you, your body will tell you, your mind will say, is this crazy? We got to get out of here. Know where you're going when you decide to make that run.
I just wanted to ask, has there been any concern or interest in using our local television station that is used for meetings? Because everybody doesn't have a computer and everybody doesn't get involved in blogging and so forth, but we have that TV station. Everybody has a TV. There were like 7 or 8 people standing on my deck watching across town and trying to get KCBS or something on the radio that would give us an announcement, whereas if we had our own television station, someone, you know, manning that, one of the public information officers or something, just giving constant updates, everybody in town would have the same information.
That's a good point. We'll write that down and we'll see how we can integrate it. The issue with using the same people that televise our council meetings is that they come from Millbrae. So they come up and they only come up under contract. But we do, of course, have KTSF 26, which is right across the street from us. And although it's primarily a Chinese-speaking, I didn't think it was that offensive. Something I said. I could park that loss. But we'll take that on board and see if we can do it. Let me take about 1, 2, 3 more questions, and I think we'll be about. Emmett, did you have your hand up? Oh, you have been waiting here. I'm sorry.
I was just saying something similar to Jamie. I was talking to my brother up on Kings, and he couldn't see what was going on because of his angle. They had trees were blocking everything. They had no real source of information. And I was talking to him every 10 to 15 minutes. This is my location on Tulare. I had a good view of the fire in the back burner that was going on. And he said, okay, I'm going to go share that. And every now and then he'd go back out and share it to his neighbors because they were all without information. There were all, a lot of speculation going on and no facts. And backing up what James just said.
Yeah, information. And the chief has pointed on that. We try and get it. You're absolutely right. It's a great thing. I understand that there's been a hand up right here, and I haven't seen it in my peripheral vision. So.
Thank you, Randy. I've been listening to a lot of the comments and watching actually what's going on the night of the fire. And some of the very good comments that you have on the board that you're reporting and the concerns that you've been bringing out here, what we may want to do is take a look at, and I also by way of just a concept, but it is emergency management field. It is the aspect of emergency operations. All these things can be tied for government use and official information, word from the top coming out in a timely and accurate fashion to the public to mitigate fear and mitigate worry out here. Fears in the present, worries in the imagination, or something that happened. So if we take a look at this and tie it into incident management and the ICS, maybe from your logistics, communication section,
it's actually the public information officer perspective. I mean, you're absolutely right. PIO and Joint Information Center and the GIS, the Joint Information Center.
But you're taking a look at it at its own field there.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. And I hear what you're saying. And it may very well be going to its own field. And I think the challenge we have in an event like this that really for most people went on about 5 hours. You know, because the fire started 7:30, and everybody was back in their homes by 12. It's the reality of getting those things set up and quickly getting them into place. So we do it. It's a good point. Okay, I'm going to go to the back, and then this lady, and then Michelle.
I think I have a sore spot for the media anyway, but the media should not be allowed into the evacuation areas. I mean, they just immediately, a couple of them just came swarming down to start interviewing people, and that, you know, they started trying to interview people that were just in Mission Blue and whatever. I think there should be a standing order that they have to be outside, and if people want to go out and talk to them, that's fine. Because we're passing the word that without someone's permission, you shouldn't be filming, you shouldn't be causing any more disturbance than you already have.
Yeah, you bring up a sore point that a lot of people have. Certainly, dealing with the media is a challenge. The media can occasion publish misinformation.
Exactly.
It can occasionally, sadly, be alarming as opposed to passing along truth. Sometimes they do a lot of good for us. Sometimes they are the source that, you know, as we've talked about, that's one of the sources we're looking at of using to get the information out. So we've got to strike that right balance of, unfortunately, by law, they have access to most of these areas. There are very few things we can do to prevent them from coming in, so I think what we do and people who are trained as public information officers do is learn how to work with them, figure out what information it is that they need as the press, and what information it is that we need to get
Yeah,
out.
but you could lock down the evacuation point so that they have to stay on the outside perimeter. If they want information, they can talk to the people. People want to come out and speak to them, that's one thing. But they shouldn't be allowed to go in where people are trying to sleep, where people are trying to whatever.
Okay, thank you. I'll take your comment. Yes, ma'am.
What causes fire?
I don't believe it's been determined yet.
Yeah, it's still under investigation, being investigated actively, but there's no causation for it yet.
Could it have been dry lightning?
I don't think so, but I mean, that's one of the things we look at as well. We're trying to eliminate everything it could possibly be.
Another comment is the fire before this one was coming up from Old Bayshore, and I think they determined it was from a cigarette. Is there any way of posting signs or something that people should, Barbara lives up on Humboldt, where people flick their burning cigarettes out? You know, people need to be
I've put out
informed.
quite a few fires.
Yeah, it's against the law to do what they're doing, and,
They don't realize it though.
yeah.
I see people
I know I
just-
drive down the highway and I see one come out and land, and, you know, and I wanna pull them over, but, no, but,
Why don't?
yeah, it's something that it is against the law to do that. The fire that occurred over here has not been determined to be a cigarette or anything yet.
No, I'm talking about the one before that started on Old Bayshore. I think was a
Yeah,
cigarette.
none of the fires have been, we've been able to determine the cause of any of the fires here yet, and who was responsible, you know, but.